stuck waiting for Toblerone's drops. JXW hasn't loaded yet.
Damn.
Alright. Anyways, sorry, I forgot to do my intro. Alright, we're live. Zenith Online Racing. Back for round 9 of Tier 1. If you guys having connection problems or something?
Yeah, it doesn't look like
rejoin.
Nobody's leaving the pits. Usually somebody's already out and about.
Not quite yet. Anyways, we're here in Singapore. It's Tier 1, Season 9. I'm Arbega, joined once again by our good friend GB Colin. How are we doing tonight, sir? What we
doing really good. We got whiskey sour in the glass.
Whiskey sour? In the tall glass again?
In the tall glass, yes. It's definitely tall. I had to take some ice out. Make more room for the whiskey in the mix.
Fair enough. I got a nice large serving of wine.
Good. Red, I'm sure.
No, it's white. I'm always drinking the white wine. That's all I drink. Chilled white wine.
Why do I think that it was red? Because I drink...
Because it's classier? I don't know.
Oh, I don't...
Just imagine me being super classy over here commentating F1 races.
Yeah. I prefer the Chardonnay. That's really my go-to.
I
don't mind red.
Know what mine you'd really... I don't even really know what you'd call mine.
Well, you know what? You know what I enjoy on a hot summer day, after a long day's work? I buy the box wine for this.
Oh yeah.
It's I'll get some sangria and a box of Chardonnay, and I basically will go like 2/3 Chardonnay and 1/3 sangria, with a full glass of ice. Oh, and it's so refreshing. You know, wine is not necessarily refreshing, so to speak.
It's not. No, it is.
But this...
I don't know. It's like a weird drink. It's like you're punishing yourself every time you take a sip. It's so bizarre, but it's so nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so...
I guess if you're drinking like a rosé, it's kind of like a sugar wine, right? Not really.
Yeah, I can only do so much sweetness. But
yeah.
Give that a try. Give that a try if you can.
That's a little too much effort for my liking.
Probably, I know. Yeah.
If I had a bar like you, I would probably be into this stuff a lot more. I just do this on the counter. It's a very efficient operation over here.
A box of wine sits on your counter. You get 2 boxes of wine. You take your glass, you put some ice in it, and you just twist the little keg, the little tap, and it pours into your glass. It's not that hard.
Well, no. Oh, I guess you're just saying like one of them's sangria, one of them's wine, and you mix them. You just do a little bit of that, and you're done. Like tap, tap.
Exactly.
Okay, I thought you were saying like make a giant vat of it, and then I'd have to like sit there and spoon it out into my language GP. We haven't even got 5 minutes into qualifying.
Yeah, no, I don't. I would not recommend doing it like that. I just leave it in the box.
That'd be like
one glass at a time.
Doing a party, right? A party like a punch.
Yeah, but I don't have a lot of friends that drink that. Most of them are beer and then liquor. Yep, bourbon.
Beer and bourbon. Sounds like America.
All right, I'm on board with Seye. I don't know who you're on board with, but Seye is in P2 for the season standings. He's fallen back from Lunar quite a bit. I think like 25, 30 points. And then he's got 95, and Janet's got 94, and somebody else had 94. There's 3-way battle for second.
The Red Bull looks a lot better under the lights. I don't know, did they update the livery on this thing? Because it was way too blue when they first launched the game. Remember that?
It was blue. Really? Yeah, I guess it's a little darker.
It's a lot nicer now. So Scavney on his mediums again, becoming a habit of his. 37.4 for Seye.
Let's see who's next.
GXW. I gotta say, everybody's helmets and cars look so much better under the lights. Every race should be a night race.
Yeah, they do look good. I prefer racing at night too. I don't know why.
I find it's easier. Like it is a harsh with the bright blue sunny day. Like it's a pretty harsh game to stare at for 45 minutes to an hour. You know, like kind of hard on the eyes.
Yeah, yeah, especially places like not Brazil, Austria. That first turn, awful. Let's see. Who am I going to ride on board with? I'm going to ride on board with Lunar, our points leader, championship leader.
Exeter City, I don't think he's even rostered as a reserve, so technically he can qualify because he's obviously a full-time reserve. He doesn't have a seat anywhere. He's kind of come out of nowhere and just put up a really solid lap up in P3 there.
Ooh, T-Brum as well. Wow, T-Brum almost half a second.
He's just riding with Lunar, but it looks like he's abandoned his lap.
He's bathed, yeah. I don't know why he didn't invalidate. Maybe he messed up along the way and felt it was better to just try again.
Saw Triple's not really pushing. He's way off the pace there. It doesn't really look like anyone. Most of the guys on L laps. Where are we? Asylum. There's a fair ways off. What about Sam? Nope. Toblerone. Nope. Vinny. Not really close either, so maybe Asylum is our front runner at the back there? No, he's way back.
Jen is about to set a lap time here. About ready to cross the start-finish line up into P10. Not a good lap for him.
No, I don't think he's pushing. For some reason I decided not to watch him, so... looks like Vinny is going to be our first front runner on first outlap runner on a fast lap. He's just starting it now, so we're right on board with Vinny. Vinny getting a little airtime. Hasn't had a great season, honestly. He's struggled a lot in quali. He's been pretty solid in the races, but kind of a quiet season. There hasn't been much of an impact from Vinny this year.
Purple Sector 2. I'm sorry, Sector 1, it says.
Sector 1, I think, is... I'm going to say he didn't look very fast, so I'm a little...
I guess, yeah, it went purple, but sometimes it gives you purple for your fastest, which doesn't make any sense to me, but...
Yeah, I don't know if it would do that as a spectator, though, but we do see purple Sector 2s all the time. That's like a known bug, right? So... For Sector 1 to say purple, I'm just going to say, like, it doesn't look like he's going super quick, but that doesn't necessarily mean he's not carrying pace, so... It just doesn't really look like he's wringing the neck of the car, you know?
Right. And shoot, I missed his split time in the second sector. Damn.
See, we got our college kid playing tonight for the Leafs. Matthew Nyes.
No, really?
Yeah, just signed him yesterday, and he flew down for playing tonight.
No kidding. Did you watch the Frozen Four?
No, I didn't really. I was watching baseball all weekend. And
fantastic hockey.
Yeah, I guess it was a bit of an upset there, eh?
Yeah, well, yes and no. I mean, I think Quinnipiac had one of the best defenses. I think they allowed the fewest goals in D1 this year. So, I mean, you know, that's pretty good. And yeah, it was great hockey. It was incredible.
I'm
just
really
in time
for playoffs.
Yeah, I was gonna say just in time to kick into the NHL playoffs.
You know what, man? A lot of the matchups, like I'm sick of watching Leafs and Lightning. I think we're gonna get them this time. They're not quite themselves this season. The Lightning just don't look like they're quite there. But how many times have we seen them just like not die? You know?
Mm-hmm.
They're just like one of those teams. But beyond that, I do think a lot of the other matchups are going to be really good, like the Rangers and the Devils. I think Carolina and the Islanders are shaping up to play. Like that is going to be a really, really structured, like gritty series. Like I feel like those games will be like 2-1, 3-0, stuff like that. Like it's going to be really low scoring games. Is it them two playing? I'm not 100% sure that's
Okay.
locked in yet, but
Let me cut you off for just a quick second here. Say's on
yeah.
a hot lap. He just set purple sector 1. He looks angry.
I'd imagine so. This is his first time qualifying into, so this is, I guess, 3 races since he got the ban.
That's true. Forgot about that. He's been a good boy since then.
Yeah. And no Zimoglis tonight. Zimoglis will be taking the rest of the season off. It was our decision.
Purple sector 2.
We didn't see this last week. I don't know if you caught it in the chatter in the Discord, but he basically Grim went AI during a safety car, and his safe stay out. Well, he's in P2 at least, so it's not quite a quali ban, but he's not taking part in any further laps in this session.
Oh, that's good.
It is. So basically, what happened was the AI overtook Zimoglis, right, and then Zimoglis went to go get his place back, bumped into the AI car, got spun. Basically, anyway, Zimoglis freaked out and overtook like 4 cars that had passed him and went and crashed into Grim on purpose. So.
Oh, I didn't see that.
No, I didn't see it either. I saw a clip of it after the race, and I just said, "Look, man, like, on good faith, I'm gonna keep you around and you can come back next season, but you got to take the rest of the season off for that. Like, we can't have you." We can't just let that slide, right? So
no way. No, that ain't cool. How many of us have been there where you just want to drive?
You want to do it, yeah.
You just want to, but it's just like, not good.
I've seen him get mad, and I've seen him, kind of rage quit, but he always goes in the pits and does stuff. But I've never seen that, and he's been here basically since season 1. So for me, it was we kind of talked about it briefly in the admin chat, and we were like, I was like, it's like, I know generally we would just kick the guy out and be gone, and that's it, you're done. But I think in this scenario, just given the fact that he's been around so long, it's kind of like a good faith thing. Like, look, if, I'll give you one more shot next season, please don't do something like that again.
Yeah, that sucks. That's not a cool thing to do.
And it's not what we need right now. We don't need to lose drivers, right?
Nope.
So.
No, I mean, it's just it just defeats the league, really. I mean, you can't have that at all. Well, that's too bad. I like them. But
where is the stream?
You're not streaming?
I don't know. Am I not?
I'm
on here. Just didn't go into the Discord chat, so I'm gonna have to post that manually, I guess.
Yeah, Say was looking for it at. Yeah, Say's looking for it now today. Huh.
It says I'm live, but it's not showing in the.
Let's see. Alright, let's figure this out. Subscriptions.
I've never seen that happen.
Yeah, it's are you in the, what am I watching? Oh no, that's Australia. Yeah, you're gonna have to do something about that, buddy.
Well, I'm gonna just end this broadcast because obviously some weird.
Start over.
Some weird shadow realm that no one can access. It said it was live, man. It's so weird. Like, it's counting viewers and how long the stream's been going and everything.
Wow. So let's see. Asylum sets second sector purple. Purple second sector.
Well, it says we're broadcasting now, and yeah, generally my phone will tell me like, "Hey, Zenithon Racing is live," right?
Yep.
Like it doesn't.
I don't know if yeah, you're right. I didn't get a notification like that. There it is. Got one that time.
Yeah, same. Anyway, welcome everyone. We're live, Zenith Online Racing. We thought we were live. We've been streaming for almost 15 minutes. The PlayStation showed the stream live broadcasting, but the stream was not to be found on YouTube, and it wasn't posted in our Discord, and I think someone tagged me, because I did not even fathom that that was possible. Sometimes you look and you go, oh yeah, look, the stream isn't on my PlayStation, but it was counting. It was counting viewers, it was counting time. That is beyond strange. I don't think I've ever seen that happen. Anyways, kind of recap you a little bit. Say put in a really good time, then he was up a few tenths on his previous run, crashed into the wall right before Sector 3, the end of Sector 3, just before that little bridge there. And now Jinnit up into P2, and Jinnit is right on T-Brum's time. That's a hell of a lap from Jinnit.
Incredible.
Really good time from Jinnit. We're Asylum here in P5. He is he pushing?
Nope, he just,
No.
I say no. He did just complete that lap, so I doubt he's going hard again.
Denmark looks like he's about to start a lap. Vinny going into the pits. Denmark is about to start a lap. Let's ride with Denmark to see how he's doing in the Alpine.
Ooh, invalidated. Damn it. Yep, I could see that coming.
Oh, rain for 10 or so minutes, then dry. That's the race forecast.
Ooh.
That is interesting.
Yeah, that's
gonna be fun.
for that for us.
Yeah, fun for us. Cancel any plans you have till 10 p.m. This is the longest race on the calendar, so if we get some rain and some safety cars, we're locked into like 9:45 here.
I might have to get a refill.
Yes, I might need a refill, and I'm not gonna tell you how much I put in there.
I'm sure
It
you
was a
filled
lot.
it.
It was pretty full. So if I need a refill, and we're getting a little saucy tonight, that's okay though.
Yeah,
That's the time of the night that I kind of go into like the snack realm. I start drinking water and juice, and I just have a bunch of snacks and watch some TV, and then kind of crawl into bed. So
call it a night.
yeah, exactly. Get a little saucy watching the race. Why not?
Yeah, and soon you're going to be up pretty late if you get into the NHL playoffs. It's just so incredible, the first two. I don't want to deter from the race, but we can chat about that another time.
Well, we were chatting about it previously, but obviously that wasn't captured on the stream. So Denmark invalidated, so he's backed out. Who else do we got coming around?
Sam, I think Sam is. I thought he was on an out lap.
Sam
but
is
nope,
invalidated.
all done.
JXW, he's down on his previous time. Let's get to the next car then. Might be Scavney. It is Scavney. Scavney is up on his previous lap. Ride with Scavney to the end. Yeah, playoffs. I would say for the last couple months, most nights I will watch the later games until about midnight or so, and then I'll kind of like crawl into bed, check the score in the morning. So it'll be nice, yeah, when the playoffs get going. You know, you got that like 7 o'clock to midnight run of just pure,
just
fantastic hockey, right?
On the edge of your seat stuff. Oh yeah. There's nothing
Great
like
lap
it.
from Scavney there. Exeter City crosses the line, jumps Scavney. Nice lap from Exeter City in his return.
Here comes
Mario World coming around the
He's up half a second
corner
on his lap time, so that would move him up quite a bit.
Possibly ahead of Steye even. And he is ahead of Steye.
Yeah.
Carson into P5.
And Denmark is up a tenth and a half on his time. That would not move him up
Those lap
at all.
times are very competitive. Mario to Scavney is half a second, and that's 6 places.
And Denmark, will he move up? No, he will not. He improved on his time by a quarter of a second, but
That's it for quali. T-Brum on pole. His teammate Lunar down at the back of the field with no time. Very interesting strategy there. Not sure that was intentional, but T-Brum was on pole. Jinnit, it will be second. Mario starts third. Say fourth. Carson fifth. I think Exeter City sixth.
Gourd Sauce, Asylum, Exeter City, Scavany, and Damn Sam round out the top 10.
Carson, Gord, Asylum, Exeter City, Scavany, Sam. Yes.
So
nice field, man.
I was talking about the standings earlier. Now with Lunar Jedi starting dead last, that helps say obviously quite a bit. But so the standings, point standings as it is right now, and I believe that these are up to date. Lunar in first with 124, then Say 95, so he is 19 behind. No, that's 29.
Shit dialed in here. You see this comment? You're 3 penalty points away from a ban, so you got to be careful. Say is like, I'm going to take off like a damn rocket.
So Say's got 95. Mario and Jinnit are right behind him with 94 points. So that is...
I love it. Jinnit and Say, you remember like right at the start of the season they were having some pretty hasty rivalry going, and now we're here on lap 9. Race 9, not lap 9, race 9, and they are, look at our soldiers line astern again. That is new. That, I swear that never used to happen.
No, it's just so evident, you know, it didn't stand out. I mean, we would have noticed that a long time ago. I don't think there was anybody standing out there before.
But yeah, Jinnit and Say, Jinnit's, please no dumb stuff. Say, watch me. So there's never been a time where I thought anybody did anything intentional, but I definitely think they definitely race each other harder than most of the other guys would. So,
as long as they kiss and make up after, that's really the important thing, right?
I think they need to get a room sometimes. There's like, you know, they pretend they hate each other, but I think they both secretly have a crush on each other. It's a pretty interesting little dynamic there. But yeah, anyways, watch out for those two into turn 1. I would really like to see just a quality race. This could be one for the ages, with the rain starting, it drying up. You know, the field's so tight, it's so hard to overtake here. This could be a really, really cool race.
Yeah, and I guess this is the type of race you might gamble on. Well, I guess not. I mean, you're going to start on the inters regardless. So,
yeah.
If it were the other way around, you might, you know, gamble on when you think the rain would come, but it's the other way around. So, yeah.
The only thing I can really think it could happen is maybe if the rain is forecast to start again at some point and it starts drying, and maybe someone stays out and takes a risk. But if it looks like it's going to dry, I think it's just a matter of nailing that crossover point. Anyway, this game 0-0 still, Toronto and Florida.
What's annoying is Mark will come on, the crew chief, engineer, and say, you know, 10 minutes of this rain, and then it'll dry up, and then, you know, 10 minutes go by, and it's still another 10 minutes of this rain. It's like, wait a minute, man.
Yeah.
That's annoying.
Well, when's it going to end?
Yeah.
But yeah, I probably should have given a spoiler warning if I was going to tell everybody the score, but just
yeah,
anyway,
you know,
besides, the game, like, this was like the over under was set at 6.5, and I'm just like,
holy
lately,
crap.
But lately, like, Florida Toronto games have been going like this. Like, they've been trying to like lock down and play like more structure and shut down hockey, right? And I was sitting there thinking that today. I was like, man, I just feel like it's gonna be one of those games that ends up like 3-1 or something. It's not gonna be like high scoring. All right, any interesting tire strategies? No, everybody on inters. Nobody doing anything silly, trying to take a chance here. Doesn't look that wet.
No, I was riding on board with T-Brum just to check it out, and it doesn't look too bad.
Greasy.
Yeah, I mean, there are no puddles.
No, it just looks slick. There's some spray. It's not bad, though.
Looking at the lineup, there are no teammates side by side until you get to P9 and 10.
Yeah.
So everybody in front of them is spread out from their teammate.
Weird thing is, Sam is actually in front of Scavney on the track. So I'm on Scavney and it's showing him behind Sam. Like it's focusing on him.
Yeah.
Oh, that something happened there.
Yeah, probably. It's possible maybe Sam got a little slippery and Scavney had to go by. Oh, and there goes Scavney. Speaking. Whoa.
I'm just wondering. Lunar. I can't imagine Lunar would intentionally start from the back because you got to think on a street circuit like the field spread puts you like instantly like 20 seconds behind the leader.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
and it's not a track.
Purposely do that.
Right.
No.
It's not a track that you. It's not overly difficult to pass. There are opportunities, but still, it's just. It's not one of those tracks. I don't believe that you can go from last to first.
Yeah, it's interesting now with the immersive formation lap. Guys can still work their tires towards their grid slot. They don't have to. They don't have to let the AI take over, right? So.
Alrighty.
All right. Who are we gonna ride with at the start? Well, I'm looking for the best view here. Jinnet's got a nice broadcast angle into turn 1, so let's stay with Jinnet. Let's take that off this. Maybe not. All right, we've got 3, 4, 5 lights on. Round 9 in Singapore is go. Slippery start for everybody here. Looks like Jinnet off to a good one, though. He's found the traction in the second phase. He's got a line into turn 1. He's going for it. No, it does not stick for Jinnet. Say stuck in 4th still. Carson gets up into P3. Nice start for Carson. So say he's got some work to do. He's got to be patient here. He doesn't need to do anything silly. His rival's right ahead of him. And Carson down the inside on Jinnet. It's the last thing Jinnet needs. Now Carson does get the place, so now Say and Jinnet side by side.
Oh no.
Jinnet trying to squeeze Say.
Oh, careful, gentlemen. And they make it.
They do. I think Say push a bit.
Oh, a little up tap.
Jinnet moved into Say there.
I think he slipped. It didn't look like it was a turn into him.
I was going to say, Say got pushed a little wide, and then he ended up having a better line for the next corner, so it was sort of sorted itself. We lost somebody back there. I thought I saw a car sliding in the background. I think it was Exorcist.
It's Asylum. Asylum's all the way down in the P16.
It looked like a Red Bull, but not quite. Interesting from Carson. He's really just scampered off. He's left Jinnet and Say squabbling behind. And these two are now, at least they have a little bit of room to work with so they can race each other. Yeah, I don't think anything there on lap 1 would have gotten a look. That little bump that Jinnet did into Carson, you probably can't really... Can you really say he did anything there? I don't know. I think the only thing you could possibly look at is the push wide over the curbing, but then the next corner, Say is alongside him, so you can't say he was disadvantaged too heavily. Say did smack the wall there, though, so he's lost a bit of time to Jinnet.
His wing appears to be intact, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, it does look okay, so I think he's going to be fine, but yeah, Jinnet's got a little bit of breathing room for now. The next interesting part's going to be the... interesting part now is going to be the pit strategy. You can see the rain is getting pretty light already. And there's a bit of a line forming. Not much there yet, but you can definitely see a bit of a trough forming.
Jinnet's starting to pull a gap on Say. He's been freed up now. He can focus straight ahead on Carson.
Some nice gaps in the field. We got some good battles going on, but right now we're watching Toblerone just losing touch with Say. He's under some pressure from Mario World, so we'll watch this battle. Toblerone must have had a good start. He was way down the field.
Yeah, let's see what we got for... Oops, wrong one.
That's 7 spots. Carson up 3. Denmark up 2, so some good starts in the field there.
Asylum's gotten past both Lunar and Vinny.
Yeah, Lunar, okay, Lunar back in front of Asylum now. I was just going to say Lunar needs to start making some headway here if he wants to get some
What
points.
the heck is going on? Are they truly swapping, or is my console giving me false data?
No, it looks like Asylum had a moment because Vinny's ahead of him now too.
3.5 second lead for T-Room.
Yeah, he's the last guy you need out in front. Unopposed, but he does seem to be his own worst enemy, so it's not a done deal out front.
Nope. And
basically, when T-Brum's leading, a race for second could be a win. It's just the way it is. He crashes a lot. I don't know. I'm not sugarcoating it.
So Gennett's closed to within a second. No DRS at this point, but still it was a second and a half, lap and a half ago.
Big slide for, I believe it was Toblerone in front of Mario. It almost looked like a Red Bull. I thought it was Say for a second, but no. Toblerone with a bit of a slide, so Mario World putting some pressure on him. My fellow Torontonian, well, I'm not really from Toronto myself, but I'm close enough. Blue Jays, Leafs fan, so.
Toblerone?
No, Mario World.
Mario?
Yeah, he's a local to me. We're talking a lot of baseball, especially Jays in the spoilers chat lately.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice camera angle there. Got that curb cam. Cars coming right over the top. Let's say they've added a lot of nice broadcast angles this game. I think there's some more than there used to be. If you guys struggling on the exit out of the tunnel there, I think it's just because it's dry under there and then their tires have to acclimate again. I've seen a few guys kind of run into the wall on the exit.
Oh, no kidding. Not good.
So Jinnit now in that DRS range of Carson. Obviously, we're not going to have DRS yet. I will say the rain looks like it's pretty close to stopping. I'd say probably in the next... Whoa, big spin for Toblerone. He's facing the wrong way right now, and there goes Mario World freed up. Exeter City and Scabney get by, and we go back to Jinnit in P3. Jinnit now chasing down Carson. Carson really good on the race starts. He just... he always seems to make up ground, and then he just sort of slowly gets picked off. But what that does is it gets him away from the rest of those midfield drivers. He's probably like a top 5 guy, but if he can go up and race in second or third for the first few laps and kind of give himself a cushion, then he can just focus on keeping his closest rivals behind. Whereas guys like Jinnit and Say, they're probably going to get by him sooner than later. Looks like the rain has stopped.
It does.
Yeah, I would say it has stopped, and it does look like the track is drying very quickly. It almost looks dry already, honestly. I wouldn't be surprised if we see people diving in at the end of this lap, especially if you're further down the field. Someone like Lunar there who's got a bit of a gap to the guys in front. Whoa, someone's gone deep, I think.
So, nope. riding on board with T-Brum, this part of the track is still very wet.
Yes, right here is very wet, but the other corners seem dry, right?
Yeah. And getting a few raindrops.
Yeah, that's true. That is an interesting point. It looked almost bone dry in that one sector of the track.
And I think it was. I mean, I didn't see any rain.
I heard. Yeah. No, it stopped raining and the track looked like there was no... Like, even right here, it doesn't look wet.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks pretty decent here.
So that one sector right now, I mean, if you've just gone through that, surely it's fresh in your mind. You're thinking, how am I going to get dry tires through there? So,
Mm-hmm.
oh, someone has pit. Scabney's going for it. I mean, who's to say that by the time we get back to that part of the track that it's not dry, right? Like,
Could be.
entirely possible. Right here's a little wet, but that might have just been some spray from the curb there.
And so he's going to the hards.
That's a good call.
Going to the end.
Problem is he's going to have a hard time getting temperature
And
into those right now.
yeah, yep. Spot up is boxing as well. And what tire is he going on to? He's changing his wing, going on to the hard tire.
I mean, if DRS gets enabled in the next minute or two, I think that you've timed your dry switch pretty perfectly. Got a yellow flag in sector 2. Who would that be?
Denmark.
GXW, it looks like.
Is it?
Or is it
Slowly?
Denmark?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it might be... he doesn't seem to have any damage.
This part looks totally dry again. Little wet here. Jinnit just stuck behind Carson right now, and it's brought Say back into play. He had dropped him for a bit there. Now Mario World.
And Mario,
well.
yeah.
Do any of these guys take a risk and go for it, or do you think you just have to kind of react to whoever's around you?
Well, I would probably gamble.
I think now might be the time because it doesn't look wet anywhere anymore.
Right. We're going to see. Here goes Carson. They're all coming in.
Oh my goodness. Does anyone stay out? No, Mario, all of them came in.
All four.
And T-Brim Pit as well, so... Ooh, a bit of a traffic jam there on the entry. No teammates stacked up.
Gourd Sauce Pits. So, let's see. Extra City stayed out. Yeah, I think this is probably a good time to box. I mean, we can see it. It looked like a lot of the track was dry.
Yeah. How was the pace on Scavney at the back there? I mean... Oh, Jinnit's going to come out right beside the Aston. That's the teammate. Vinny Sips and Carson is still out front. So the last thing Jinnit needs is a teammate in front of him, especially on inters. I think the dry tires look... Jinnit's got grip. I mean, I don't think that these inters are the tire anymore. Jinnit looks like he's driving normally. So yeah, inters are done. Surprised DRS is not enabled yet.
Whoa!
Jinnit got on the wet part, eh?
No, I was looking at Vinny. He, I think it was Vinny. Yeah, it was Vinny. He came in hot in that corner. Avoided a collision. It wasn't that close, just the angle that I had. It just all of a sudden there he was, and he was probably feeling the pressure and anxiety of maybe running into Jinnit.
DRS is enabled, so now that is the perfect time. I think Scavney maybe it was a good move from Scavney up into P11. Probably gained a little bit.
Say looking to put a move on Jinnit.
He's got the DRS, and now Jinnit onto the defense instantly with the DRS enabled. Jinnit does not have any support out front to help him get a tow.
Be patient.
So he's on pure defensive driving now. Say needs to be smart here.
Yes.
Jinnit will not give you an inch, so you have to be sure that you're going to get the move done before you put your car somewhere.
Need to wait for that first DRS zone after turn 3.
Yeah, I think that's the move. I don't think you're getting it done into turn 1, so line them up and go for it. But the problem now, Jinnit is in the DRS range of Carson.
Yeah, so...
Say not a good exit for Say out of that corner. It looks like he's dropped a bit of time to Jinnit. Jinnit, this is crucial for Jinnit right now. If he gets in front of Carson and can leave Say behind Carson, that would give him enough cushion to probably manage the gap. Oh, this is going to be tight. Jinnit's closing quick, but I don't know if he's going to get there in time. No, he's not. So Say is going to be able to hang on.
Ooh, did Say hit the wall there?
I think he's getting a little bit of lag. His car jumping up around a tad. It looked like it jumpy to me. I didn't think he was near the wall.
Yeah, neither did I. Just the car reacted in a manner like...
No, he did hit the wall there a bit. Just nudged it again. He's done that a few times.
He's still got a full wing. Very fortunate. This is the tightest contested position. Oh,
Oh!
and Jinnit went around.
He did. He lost it. Dumped it on the corner, so now he's got a lot of work to do. He didn't get damage, I don't think, so he's going to be okay. He's got to hope Carson can hold Say off, and that'll allow him to get back and play. I would think Say was probably, at some point in their squabble, Say would have ended up in front, so it's not the end of the world for Jinnit. He can definitely get back in there and fight it.
Yeah, dude, I don't think that these mediums can take them to the end. That's a lot of laps. That's going to be 23 laps on the mediums.
Yeah, that's an interesting point, actually. The guys on the hards might be a threat. Gord, especially, he's in reach of these guys at least. T-Brum's on another realm right now.
12 seconds ahead of Carson. How does that happen? Wow. So Jinnit is closing in a little bit on Say. He's rejoining the group. I have a feeling that if they can get past Carson, they'll be able to start chasing T-Brum. I mean, the gap is basically insurmountable at this point, but...
Yeah, I was thinking it's more about them just getting away from the rest of the field. Because Carson's definitely holding them up at this point. I mean, Jinnit's right there again. He's basically, it's basically just eliminated all the time he lost. All he thing is track position, but it's not the worst thing ever to have Say trying to do all the dirty work in front. Let him burn up his tires.
Say
and
going to the inside.
And...
Oh, don't do it, Say! Oh.
Yeah, that's pretty much a lock. That's a lock penalty right there. 5 seconds minimum.
That was a tough one.
That's going to be 5 seconds, probably 2 points. The way the stewards have been stewarding, they tend to give 2 penalty points for a collision like that. It's just inexcusable.
Patience.
He was never getting it done there, and he just ran right into the rear tire of the guy in front. So,
to be fair, his front wing was even with the back tire, and from my vantage point, he hit the side of the tire. So the wing was in there, but that's still not enough.
I think, yeah, exactly. We sort of wrote out in the rules what we consider to be an entitlement to space, and it's beyond the rear tire. Once you're along that back end of the side pod, then you deserve space. Your car is far enough alongside that the driver in front can't close the door. I don't think Carson can close the door. I think...
Careful, guys. Careful.
Yeah, Jinnit was
gonna get
pretty clean there, actually. He got pushed to the outside, and he wanted to... it was funny that Jinnit put Seye in that exact spot, and then when Seye did it to him, Jinnit kind of shoved him back over and said, "Yeah, you got to give me more room." So that's a funny thing. See,
I think Seye, I know he wasn't trying to spin Carson. That's darn sure.
Oh no, absolutely not. I think he sent it and thought he was going to get the car stopped, and he ended up clambering into the back of him. It just didn't. Yeah, it didn't work out. Rotate.
He should have, in hindsight, but I mean, I would have hoped that he would have waited, because now, Jinnit was able to get by him. Had he been able to make a clean pass, again, coming out of turn 4, I believe it is, that first DRS zone, he could have put Carson between him and Jinnit. And
absolutely, yeah.
That would have been a better outcome.
Yeah, now he's got a penalty and Jinnit's ahead anyway, so... It's actually going to worry about Exeter City behind with the time penalties carrying. That's really unfortunate for Carson, man. He was having a really good race.
Well, he's got a 3-second penalty as well. But race ain't over. I mean, we're 1/3 of the way through.
Yeah, I mean, it could start raining again for all we know. Anything could happen. No safety cars yet.
Lunar's quietly moved up to P10 from P16, about to start pressuring Sam. Asylum.
This is where Jinnit's got to find that next level and just deliver here, and take the wind out of Say's sails. Just crush his hope, build a gap, get away from him. I don't think Say is going to get close enough to have a look. It's just about Jinnit demolishing that gap now. Getting it to a point where Say just has no motivation to try. Break his will, basically. I mean, when you're having a season-long battle with somebody, this is the kind of thing you need to be able to do. When, if you've got the pace to do it, you have to deliver.
I mean, they're so closely paced that they're going to be battling virtually every race.
Yeah. Oh, and there's Scavity out. And that will be a safety car, I believe.
Yes, it is.
There's a safety car. So, guys on mediums, definitely...
Probably come in and get on another set of mediums.
I mean, yeah. Yeah.
Or the hards and play it safe. And Jinnit's Jinnit's pitting.
Say gambling. And I kind of like this move from Say. I don't think he's going to lose more than a couple places. Wait, Jinnit dove in?
Yes.
He wasn't on the pit entry line.
I know, he crossed it late. I don't know if that's...
Okay, so that's a penalty, yeah. You have to go in the pits across the pit entry line. We've stated that in the past.
Yeah, that's what I
wait
thought.
and change.
Huh. So yeah, I have it on my stream. Not that I want to get people in trouble. However,
it just depends if it gets reported. I mean, I'm not going to go out of my way to chase down evidence of it. But if Say goes, hey, Jinnit wasn't in the pit entry lane, now suddenly he's in front of me in the pits. I mean, it's basically corner cutting, right? There's a reason there's a white line for you to enter the pits. The white line is there to enter the pits. You can't just cut over the corner and go in, right?
I know what he was trying to do. He was just trying to fool him into thinking that he was going to stay out and dove in late.
I don't think so.
That's what it looked like.
I think Jinnit wasn't going to pit. I mean, if that was the intention, it's a cheeky move because it's not like we've clearly stated in the past that you have to, if you're in the pit entry line, you've got to go in, and vice versa. You can't just cross over a curb to join the pit entry. And we're thinking tracks like Austria, Spain, stuff like that, right, where you can cut over after you've missed the entry, like road, essentially. And yeah, it's definitely been something that's been brought up in the past. So
we've had an issue up front. Sorry to interrupt here, but we've got Extra City's only a second behind T-Brum. Oh, it's a fucking, excuse my language. Why a safety car, dumbass?
I was gonna say it's a safety car.
I'm all caught up in this Jinnit thing. All caught up in Jinnit and crossing the line.
Here's my theory. I mean, maybe we'll get to ask Jinnit after, but my theory is that Jinnit wasn't going to pit, and then he saw Say going in, so he was like, oh shit, he's only going to lose a couple spots. If I don't cover that off, I'm going to lose more. Right? You think about that. Like, Say loses 2 positions, and suddenly he's a second behind you again on a fresh set of tires. Jinnit stayed out on medium tires that might not get to the end. Now you've disadvantaged yourself, and the guy's still basically right behind you. Right?
Yep. Exactly.
So to me, like, Jinnit may be a calculated risk. Maybe he goes, you know what, I might get penalized for this, but I know Say is probably getting a penalty already, so if we wipe that, you know, if they cancel each other out, I'm still ahead of him on the same strategy, right?
Correct.
Is that the thought there? So maybe Jinnit just kind of going, you know what, I don't care, I'll get the penalty, whatever happens, whatever. It could be strategic in that sense. And it's not a bad decision, honestly. Because say Jinnit does stay out and he starts to struggle with his tires, and say he has tire and gets ahead and then manages to build a gap that covers that penalty, now he's beat you. And you could have beat him just by pitting because you were in front. The track, really, it's Jinnit. Jinnit just wants track position over Say. I don't think he really cares where it puts him compared to P1 or P2. He's racing one guy right now, basically, so...
And Say went on to the hards.
Yeah,
so that'll help Jinnit.
I thought that was bizarre. And I do wonder if Say was thinking...
Excuse me.
I wonder if Say was thinking, oh, I have to use both tires, but it was wet to start, so that's not the case. Jinnit doesn't need to use a different set of tires. He can use the mediums twice for the end of the race, so...
Yep. Good point.
Yeah, interesting.
And again, I
Interesting
don't
there.
know what the life span of these tires is here. I haven't run any laps here lately. But you're looking at T-Brum and Extra City. They've got 5 and 6 lap old mediums. I really doubt that they can make it to the end. Oh, good. We're going. Oh, spot up. Spun? Yep. Going green, though.
Spot Up's going to struggle to catch the field now. T-Brum controls the field. He'll go when he's ready, takes that corner flat out like he would probably do every lap, and gets the race restarted. So good job from him. Lunar, good jump on Sam. Someone has spun around the back. It is Denmark, I believe.
Yeah,
Say
so
is already ahead of JXW, so now right behind Jinnit again. Some racing going on here, side by side. JX and Carson. Wheel to wheel there. It looks like Carson got the place, so good job from Carson there. Jinnit now on the back of all the old tire runners. So Jinnit, I have to say, probably the favorite to win the race at this point. T-Brum has lost his huge advantage and now has to deal with a tire disadvantage. So Jinnit probably in a good position to win this thing. Jinnit needs to get this move done. He's got a chance here to get a car between him and Say down the inside, trying to hang on, and I was on the outside. That Ferrari just ran him out of room, and Jinnit did not. Oh, Jinnit!
So,
He's been passed by Say.
Yes, he did. That was a really. I think Jinnit should have been a little more patient there because again he did the same thing to himself that Say did, trying to make a pass in an area that you probably shouldn't, and then your line is compromised, and the guy behind you just gets by.
Well, once he didn't get the move done, and then he was on the outside into that little chicane, it was basically done. And it put Jinnit in such a bad spot that Say just swooped in. So, kudos to Asylum there. Good defending from him. I think he had every right to take that part of the track. He was ahead, and he had the inside line.
And there goes Asylum went around.
That's going to be another safety car, surely.
Nothing yet. And there it is. You are correct. Now T-Brum has to box. He's already gone by the pit. So the guys on the hards, like Say, he's in really good shape. You know, his hards are 5 laps younger than Gourd Sauce. Now, Gourd Sauce's tires 8 laps now. There's 17 laps left, so that's 25 laps on the hards.
Anyone on the hards needs to pit to mediums now. Like if you're on 8 lap old hards, I think you have to pit. If you're on the 3 lap old hards, maybe you stay out. You know, Say inherits the lead here. Can't blame him for staying out, but if you're on 3 or 4 lap old hards down the back, I would say maybe put the mediums on.
Yeah, Say needs the guys in front of him to stay out. At least a couple of them. The leaders can come in on the mediums, get off of the mediums. However,
the thing is, on the restart, Say and Jinnit are the 2 out front on the restart. Jinnit's going to have a lot more pace in that first half lap.
Oh, for sure.
That could be dangerous for Say. You're right. He probably wants a couple cars to stay out so he can.
Yeah, because he's dead meat. If he's out front by himself. I guess in that sense,
Jinnit would even have to take a risk. He'd probably be able to just get a nice slick move done and scamper off.
So, maybe all these guys on the hards just say, heck with it, I'm boxing, I'm going to get off these tires. Can't go to the softs. The softs will never make it that far, but I think the mediums could, depending on your tire wear. You'd have to do, 16? So, 15 or 16 by the time they go green. Probably more like 15 laps on the mediums. I think that could be done. And here we go. Ooh, late crossover by... Who would that have been?
It was a Haas, I believe.
It was Sam. Yep. So everybody else stayed out. That is interesting. He's got to be open.
Obviously, we're not going to get any updates on our on the weather conditions and stuff like that, right?
I don't know. Ask the guys in the race. Ask those that are listening in on the stream to give us an update.
Well, that's what I was wondering. I was thinking like, hey, is there a chance that we might be getting rain again, and these guys just don't want to pit it because they're worried that the rain might come. They're gonna have to pit again.
If that were the case, would Sam have gone on to the softs?
Not
rain was
necessarily, because
imminent?
maybe it's like towards the end there's going to be rain. So you get on the mediums that'll get you there. But I don't know why T-Room and Extra City would stay out.
Yeah,
I guess they're just giving up so much track position at this point. But if you think about it, like, it's only lap 15. It's already lap 15. We're about halfway through the race, and you need to pit, and your tires are not great. So how much of a gap are you going to pull anyways? You know, I wonder if staying out here is even a good decision. It might have been a very poor one.
I really thought that T-Room and Extra City would have pitted.
Yeah, I could see why Gordon Lunar would stay out potentially, but other than that, there's no reason.
Gordon Lunar, they know that Say. Oh, how'd Say get by Lunar? Did Lunar spin or something? Say just jumped ahead of Lunar somehow. And he's letting him back. Okay, good. Yeah, I mean, Gord Sauce knows that what he has around him, behind him, so I think for him it's a no-brainer to have stayed out. But the leaders, P1, P2, that's gonna be tough. Now, obviously, T-Room has so much pace. If depending on how well he's protected his tires to this point, I mean, if he can get another 6 laps out of those, maybe he can pull 6-second lead. Who knows? It's not going to help. I mean, at least he won't fall down that far down the order.
The thing with the hard tires and being out front like Gordon Lunar is that you don't have to pit again. Like you if you can get to the end, you can stay out because we had the wet tires already.
Yep.
I just don't know how T-Room and Extra City could possibly fathom getting to the end of the race on those tires.
Yeah, I don't get it.
No, I don't think it's possible. I mean, they're just banking on another safety car perhaps, but even then, are the guys behind you going to pit? Probably not, so I don't know. I wonder if they're just kind of like stuck between a rock and a hard place and they just don't really know what to do, so they're kind of like, well, maybe I'll just stay out, make the race force my hand when the time comes.
So
at this point, I think you're just giving up so much, right? Like it's worth it to gamble and hope something goes your way.
Yeah, like they obviously have to be hoping for another safety car, but even so, they would then have to hope that the guys behind them pit as well. And there are just so many guys on the hard tires that I don't know if they would pit. The three, P3, 4, and 5 on the hard tires. They really don't need the box.
I don't think anybody down there would pit again.
No.
Maybe Vinny get off the old hards down in 10th, but other than that, I just don't see a world where T-Room and Extra City build up a big enough gap that pitting doesn't cost them a ton of places anyway. So it begs the question, like, why not just get it done under safety car? There's no guarantee that there's going to be another one. Questions for the end if they get there.
Yep, here we go. So Lunar started in P16 and here he is in P4. 10 lap old hards, however. Say behind him, second in the season standings, but 5 laps younger.
Got a really good restart there. He caught Extra City napping. Say with a really good restart. He's all over Lunar here. Jinnit, not a great restart. He was a little far behind it.
Oh, I was on board with Say, and wow. And he's going to get by Lunar, squeezing him. Careful, gentlemen. And looks like he's got that move done. Nicely done.
Yeah, push him pushed him right to the wall, but he left just enough room.
So I wonder if those 5 laps difference is that apparent or that effective. I mean, because he's really pulled away. And something must be.
Gord, I think Gord just let him go because he doesn't want to lose time. Gord's gap to Lunar is crucial right now, right?
Yeah.
Gord just kind of moved over, let him go. That's how you let somebody through. You don't stop on the racing line to let someone pass you. Remember that incident?
Yes.
Yeah, that was fun. It was like, dude, you move over, you make it. You got to move over so he knows that you're gonna let him go. Otherwise, he thinks you're just racing, right?
What are you stopping for?
Yeah, exactly. And if you're, you're trying to get a run into the next corner, and the guy slows down on the racing line to let you go, it's like, obviously I'm gonna plow into the back of you because I'm trying to line you up.
Yeah. Yep. So Matt, the Jin, is all over Lunar Jedi now. DRS. Oh no, I'm sorry. He's got using the battery. Now again, Jin, I would advise him to just bide his time. He's going to have DRS coming up, and these guys are on the hard tires in front of him. There's no need to beat up your tires now. Just wait for the advantage of the DRS.
Yeah, it's really about being smart for Jinnit here. I think now that the hards are warmed up, it's going to be a little tougher to make that move without the DRS.
And he got a penalty.
Time penalty. Okay, so Seiya
just a little sloppy.
We assume Seiya gets 5 seconds for his collision, right? So, say he has 5, Jinnit now has 3, but he's behind, so... Now, if Jinnit can go the rest of the race without a warning, which is unlikely...
Gord deep. Oh, this is a Yeah, wow.
Jinnit, opportunistic move there. The door was open and he slid through just in the nick of time. Carson squeaks through as well. Gord really losing ground there. Jinnit really struggling for grip on the rear tires. Just hear him, the amount of wheel spin he had trying to get the power down there.
So we get them. I just picked up on this. We get the Red Bull teammates up there in P2 and 3. And T-Brum is only 2 seconds up. Yeah, I think that if this goes green the rest of the way, Seiya is looking to be the winner here.
Jinnit ran wide there again, so I'm going to guess that was probably another warning. So even if there was some peel for that 3-second penalty, I would think it's probably gone... probably even by the end, he'll pick up another warning at the very least, right? So... Unlikely that gets stewarded.
And so Seiya now got his teammate in front of him. I'd imagine that they were in a chat together. I always like to be in a chat with my teammate if possible so that we can communicate strategies, pitting and whatnot. And here they are. And Extra City can really help his teammate out.
Gord is just dropping like a stone here. I mean, I don't know if it's the tires or if there's damage on that car now, but he's dropping on the order like he might as well have just pit, given where he's ended up here.
His wing appears to be intact.
It does, and that to me is just a tire thing, and you gotta wonder, like, staying out at this point is cost him a lot of ground. He probably would have ended up in P8 with fresh tires.
Extra City really squiggly there. Oh, don't fight each other. Extra City. He does.
Extra City went deep there.
Oh no.
Seiya's got him here though. Seiya has that inside line.
Better be able to
There's no way
stop.
he's fighting that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Again,
you gotta think Extra City's on the outside going into that turn. If you try to hang in there, you're in big trouble. Gotta let Seiya go through.
They might not be in a chat together because that really hurt.
They are. I doubt they are, but this is... I mean, Seiya now, like you said, T-Brum with those old tires, I don't know if he's going to have the pace to keep Seiya behind.
Seiya got a penalty.
Okay, so 8 seconds of penalties for Say now, presumably. I'm assuming the stewarding. I mean, like that's almost like a lock penalty. Like it's not like you're alongside and it's kind of racing incident type stuff. You came from behind and didn't make the move stick. So, well, shouldn't even say that. Came from behind and you knocked the other driver, spun him around.
Spun him out.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's pretty much a lock 5 seconds there. And I don't think without suspicion. Jinnit could be penalized for the pit entry thing. I don't know if it's, I don't know. I didn't see it. I know I saw him not go in the pits and then suddenly he was in the pits, so obviously he came from somewhere. But I don't know what would happen there. I do think we have set precedent in the past that is a penalty, so I'd be surprised if it got a no further action if it is reported. It's just a matter of if it's reported or not, right?
You're right.
So we'll see what happens, but...
Now, Gourd Sauce has to deal with Sam and then Swelly, a.k.a. JXW.
Does it say Swelly on your screen?
What's that?
Does it say Swelly or JXW?
It says Swelly 74.
Really? It says JXW on mine.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Well, how the hell does that happen?
I don't know.
Sam did get by Gourd Sauce.
Is it because we're friends on the EA friends, maybe?
Maybe.
Maybe that's why. Jinnit gets by Lunar.
And JX gets past Gourd Sauce. So Seye is the all by himself. He's surrounded by medium tire drivers, and two of them on either side of him, in front or in back. They have to pit. I don't see Jinnit making these tires go another 10 laps. Boy, that would be something. Of course, you get closer and closer, all of a sudden you got 5 laps left and maybe your tires are at 60 and you're just saying, maybe I can get there. Maybe I can get it there. You get to that point where it's like too late. You might as well just stay on the tire you're on. And I would say that if you wait until there's only 5 laps left, that's, I think they waited too long. However, we got T-Brum out there, 16 lap old. Now keep in mind they have had at least one safety car. Who was that?
Exeter City and Jinnit had it coming together. Jinnit ended up having to cut the corner to make it, so imagine there's at least one warning you can get removed there.
Yeah, so all penalties at this point are 3 seconds.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. It was a bit of an odd angle. I was kind of like sitting on the outside of the corner, so I saw them come together, but I don't really know if it was Exeter City drifting into Jinnit or Jinnit drifting into Exeter City, but Jinnit ended up on the tarmac apron on the outside of the corner, so...
So right now, Lunar is actually looking pretty good. If he can carry these tires to the end and not get a penalty, because of the penalties and the potential penalties coming to Seye and Jinnit, he's looking pretty strong right now.
Yeah, definitely on for top 2 even, potentially. We know Seye's probably got 8, Jinnit's got at least 3. Depends what happens with the pit entry thing. Say he has 8 as well. I mean, that puts Lunar well ahead of them, and T-Brum out front. He's getting chipped, like, Seye and Jinnit are chipping into that lead, and we still got 9 laps to go. I mean, it's not like he's almost to the end. Like, it's 9 laps of a very long circuit, so... He's in trouble. He's in big trouble. Some good battles going on for the final points positions here. JXW putting some pressure on Extra City, and then Sam's all over the back of Mario World here on those fresher mediums.
He should, with a good exit here, he might be able to. But yeah, Mario got a really good exit.
That's the thing, if you can nail that exit, you can pretty much keep in front.
Yeah, if you have
it's really
battery.
The only place.
The battery is very effective. Let's see, what's Sam got? Sam's at 19. And yeah, Mario's got 40% battery right now. Wow, this is unusual. I'm sorry. Saye's only got 20% battery life. He's usually up in the 60s or 70s when everybody else is down in the teens. So Saye has knocked T-Brum's lead down from 2.6 about a lap and a half ago to 2, just under 2 now. I'd like to know what's going on in T-Brum's mind right now. What is he thinking? Is he cursing himself for not pitting earlier?
Well, hold on. So we're like, oh, he's gonna get past, but with all the penalties coming to say and Jinnit potentially, if he can just hang on to them, like, he could still win it. I mean, at this point, he kind of has to try to go to the end, right?
Yeah, well, those tires aren't getting any better. So, I mean, there's always the chance of a puncture or a spin. So,
just watching Sam right now pressuring Mario.
And say, hey, he's got it down to 1.6, 1.5. Join you with Sam.
Yeah, Sam's been having a couple looks, but he's just not quite close enough. You got to think 13 lap old hards, 9 lap old mediums. They got to be kind of
comparable.
Both, yeah, at a point where like neither person really has a huge advantage, right?
Yeah. So that's not good for Sam because
no,
his are going to drop a whole lot faster.
He's got JXW closing in behind as well, so definitely wants to get this done sooner than later.
Now Saye's almost within DRS. T-Brum's got to stop the bleeding here. I think he's got to pit. I'm staying out.
If he pits, he's basically out of the points.
Yep.
12, 15, probably about 20 seconds to P10, 20, 23 maybe. Could probably come out right behind.
Let's see. To the leader. Yeah, 23 seconds to the big Toblerone. Toblerone. You know, the big tub. The big guy.
The big toe.
Oh, Sam with a massive moment saved it. Didn't hit the wall. That's going to cost him quite a bit of time.
Well, don't look now, but Say is in DRS range on T-Brum, so we'll leave Toblerone at the back and we'll watch Say Toblerone. The big Toblerone.
The big Toblerone is... All right, so now you're going to say Toblerone. Ooh.
It's too easy.
Almost looked like he hit the wall.
You.
Yeah. How hard is he going to fight Say? I mean, if he's trying to preserve those tires...
It would be beneficial for him to just kind of let him go.
Yeah, I would think so.
I suppose the only thing you could possibly argue is that it's worth slowing him down so that you're closer to him at the end. But I don't really see how this is going to help you get to the end of the race. I mean, we're asking a lot of these medium tires at this stage.
Yeah, and Say, for him, he needs to get by ASAP so he can build that lead over Jinnit, if possible.
No, there's a very good chance that say if he can get in front of T-Rum, there's a very good chance that he can actually cover the penalty to behind. Like,
And
say Jinnit only gets 3, then say he can cover that 5. I think
it's
he
got
has
to
to
get,
get through though.
it's got to get. He's not quite as good an exit. Entry was not where he wanted it to be.
Can he get it done under braking here with the extra grip he's got? Is it worth a shot? No, it's not close enough. Smart not to send it from there, but I'm sure it was tempting.
Yeah, that's a big gamble. And let's see, who was I?
Sam back on the back of Mario. He sends it down the inside, and it was never on. Oh, Sam saved it. I thought he was done. I was about to call the curtains on Sam, but he got the car straightened out. He did bump Mario wide, but they kind of ended up in about the same place they started in before Sam tried to make a move. So I would say kind of wash that and just go back to racing. No,
So
really to look at there.
this battle up front between Say and T-Brum has allowed Jinnit to close in. He's gained about a half a second. But his
Oh, yeah,
tire's at
he's gaining
15th.
Yeah, he's not in much better shape than T-Brum, honestly. So, like, the way T-Brum's struggling now, Jinnit's going to be there by the end of the race.
Yeah, Say's really got to make it happen here.
I think he's close enough that he can harvest the battery and still be in DRS. He needs to make sure he saves it for the right moment.
Yeah, he's not harvesting. That 8%, T-Brum 13%. So that's not a bad thing for Say. He doesn't know what T-Brum has for battery life, unless he's listening. So I probably shouldn't say that. But anyways, much better entry.
It's a lot closer this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got to try it. He's got to try it here.
Oh, great blocking. Great job.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't move under brake.
No, he made his one move just in the perfect, in my opinion, the perfect time to make that one move. You know, T-Brum had covered that inside line. When Say went to the outside, he moved over to cover it. Perfect defending, in my opinion. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Say, honestly, should have been ahead, but T-Brum's savvy defending has kept him behind.
I'm really surprised that Say decided to go around the outside or try. He might have
gone for the dummy.
Yeah.
Try the dummy. He does have a chance here. If he gets a better exit, swings underneath, which he's looking to do, it looks like.
Yeah, he's just really going to need to just take his time to make that, get his car in the right place. And
the other thing he needs to consider is not picking up another penalty, because there's likely going to get handed at least 1 or 2 penalty points here.
Mm-hmm.
And as Jinnit so helpfully pointed out before the race, Say only 3 points away from a race ban, so not good.
Fucking Jinnit.
Yeah. Puts that in his head right before the start of the race, eh?
So freaking now Jinnit is at 2 seconds behind these guys.
The mind games are starting now. We're 4 races from the end of the season.
Oh, a little snap of the back end there.
I think Say can get this done here. Oh no, under the braking though. Was he too close in the braking zone? Oh,
I think he's got it this time.
He has. He has to have it here.
Oh, come on. Say is... Oh, he might have him.
It is.
Oh, a little bump. He should have him here.
Say has the track position, and he does get it done. Oh, a big slide for your T-Brum there. And that's going to put Jinnit in a good position to possibly get ahead quickly here. This is not what Say wants. He wants T-Brum to fight Jinnit like he's just been fighting Say. But good move from Say there. That was really...
He's got to run and hide.
He got pushed to the outside, and he's stuck there, and he got that inside line for the next corner. He knew he just needed to get the power down. And
he had to let up. He started to go to the inside, and the room didn't. I think he was anticipating T-Brum to slide to the left a little bit more, but he didn't, and so Say actually had to let up, but he was still able to recover and go around the outside. And now Say needs to run. He needs to get the heck out of there because Jinnit is coming. Excuse me.
this Seiya's got to get the hammer down now.
And T-Brim is so late on throttle because of the lack of grip.
You can see from even this angle the blistering on the front tires of the Mercedes. And, you know, Jinnet's not in much better shape here, so Jinnet, you know, has the grip that T-Brim had a few laps ago, and it wasn't good then.
The only thing going for Jinnet is you got the DRS.
He's got to look. It's not close enough, though.
Yeah, but that doesn't affect Jinnet. He's like a mouse. He just needs a quarter of an inch opening and he can squeeze through. Ooh, tap of the wall just a little bit there.
That's a good analogy. Sam sends it down the inside on JX. A little bit of contact there. Looks like JX holds the place. Sam probably bumped him a little bit wide there, so obviously not no harm, no foul.
Yeah, Sam's having... He's been, like, right on somebody's tail the entire race, it seems.
Yeah, he's in the trenches tonight, but unfortunately there's been some good battles out front, so it's been hard to watch Sam.
Whoa! JX with a little bit of a slide. Oh no, Jinnet. No.
Okay, so one of those warnings, I would say Jinnet could probably get removed because he was pushed wide. If he gets another warning, it's pretty much a done deal. But if he can go the rest of the race without a warning, he can probably get one of those removed.
Let's see, what do we got?
He's close enough for a look here. And Say is starting to build the gap he needs. If he can get a 5-second cushion, we think he might be able to keep the lead on even with a penalty. Assuming Jinnet doesn't get a 5-second and Say does get a 5-second, then that would be what he's trying to build a gap towards right now. And Say is praying that T-Brim can keep that place. Jinnet just...
there it goes.
Yeah, Jinnet was never letting the inside go. He stayed on the inside all the way to the wall and forced T-Brim to take the outside line. And that's what Jinnet needed to do. I think, like you said, you're surprised Say he didn't take that inside line. I think that's what he should have done in the first place. He probably would have had the gap he needs already covered.
Right now, so he's got almost a 7-second lead over Jinnet just on the on-track penalties.
Right.
So yeah, if he could have, I guess at this point he could still win even if he got a 5-second penalty, correct?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
And Jinnet, yeah, Jinnet's tires, he's falling.
Let's say Jinnet doesn't get a penalty for the pits, right?
Mm-hmm.
Say that he doesn't get a penalty for the pits. With the 2 track penalties, I think Say's got him covered. Assuming that they both get 5-second penalties for various things, then Say for sure as this lap, like for sure, like lock it up, it's a win.
Mm-hmm.
But it really depends on how things are reported and how stewards look at things, and we'll, you know, obviously a lot to sort out. But I think Jinnet just needs to stay within 5 seconds, and that's his best chance of actually getting the win through the stewarding.
So Say right now 4.5 seconds up. T-Brim's falling behind Jinnet by nearly 3 seconds now.
T-Brim under pressure from Lunar here now too.
T-Brim is... Ooh.
Oh, big slide from Lunar. I mean, Lunar can just steal a couple sneaky points here and get a nice podium for himself if he wants, but maybe trying to help T-Brim in the championship as he's... Lunar, you know what? Lunar's pretty high up in the standings, isn't he? He kind of needs the points.
He's the leader.
Right, so T-Brim really should just let him go, honestly.
Yeah.
But T-Brim's not going to let his teammate have a podium when he's crashed out of.
I think he might have him here.
Yeah.
And he let him go.
Tires are toast. Yeah.
Teamwork.
Probably worth it.
Yeah, and T-Brim just gave up podium basically, I believe. No, actually, Does that mean, is Jinnit going to fall off the podium with his 6 seconds? Yeah.
He might, especially if T-Brum can give Lunar, or sorry, if Lunar can give T-Brum a bit of a tow here. Here comes Say crossing the line. He's going to win the Singapore Grand Prix. I'm pretty sure even with penalties and stewarding, it's his. That should be pretty much a win. I don't think that it can get taken away from him. Jinnit will come home in second, potentially off the podium here with penalties. Lunar will be second, T-Brum will be third. So we will interview Say, Lunar, and T-Brum. We have to assume that Jinnit's penalties will stick. I personally think there's a good chance that 1 3-second will get removed, but generally the rule is we kind of go with the race results and we worry about the stewarding after. So, Say, Lunar, T-Brum, our podium tonight. Carson brings it home P5, Mario 6, JX 7, Tilderone 8, Sam 9th, and Gord P10. Look at that finish there.
So Say, even if he did get a 5-second penalty, he's got Lunar covered. He's got a 5.3-second lead.
Yeah. Wow, actually, I didn't even realize Lunar was a threat to actually snatch that out as well.
Yeah, he lost out on the top step by 0.3 of a second. 4 tenths.
Yeah, I didn't really realize it was that close. I thought they were kind of far enough back that it was Say's no matter what, but yeah, really tight there.
Well, if T-Brum can take the mediums 25 laps, I should be able to take them things 30.
You think you can take him 30?
Well, if he can take them 25.
So are you telling me you're going to run a soft medium stint on Wednesday?
I have no idea what I'm going to do because I haven't even gotten on the track yet. So I do not know. I
highly recommend not trying to take the mediums.
I'm sure there'll be incidences or crashes, I should say, and safety cars. So
hey, Gord picks up the fastest lap in P10. He actually get a point for it too because he's 10th. That's hilarious. Great job, Gord. I don't know if he did that because he knew he wasn't getting any more points. Maybe he was in a position to actually pit for that. It started raining again. Look.
Huh.
I wonder if that's what T-Brum was hanging on for.
Well, hopefully we can find out. Yep, it is raining.
Yeah. So I mean, they're probably just, I would imagine the engineers were on the radio saying there's a threat of rain towards the end, so maybe some of these guys decided to stick it out. It's entirely possible. Anyways, let's get Say, Lunar, and T-Brum in for interviews. Why don't you take over there?
Come on. Okay. T-Brum here. I'll be as quick as possible. All right. Great race, guys. T-Brum, congratulations. 25 laps on the mediums. What condition were they in at the last... Wow. Yeah. Was the engineer calling for rain at the end of the race, or did that just happen at the end without you knowing? Yeah, like keeping a car with tires that were basically ready for the dumpster. Well, you did a great job. Did you debate whether you should pit that last safety car? When I think your mediums at that point were like 10, 12 laps old, maybe ish. Did you consider maybe boxing and changing the tires? Yep. Okay. Well, great finish. 95. I don't think I've ever heard anybody tell me that their tires were 95% wear. So kudos to you. Great job. I learned a lot, and I'm going to try to use that on Wednesday. So you taught me a lot. Well, congrats. All right, bud. And let's see, Lunar. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, Lunar. Congrats to you, buddy. You started last. Was that on purpose? So yes. Yeah, unfortunate for T-Brum, fortunate for a lot of other drivers, but that's the way it goes, right? All right, well, congratulations. We'll move on to Say ends forever. Congratulations, my friend. How? Your second win. Unfortunately for you, I mean, you're only gaining 7 points on Lunar, who he had like a 29-point lead on you. 6. Yeah, and there's only 3 races left. Was 9? We got 10, 11, 12, 13, so 4. So you had a lot. I mean, there were a lot of tight battles everywhere on track, and it's always interesting when there are concrete walls, barriers, and cars are side by side heading into a turn. And you and Janet, I think you and I forget who else it was, but can you give us maybe a highlight of some of your passing or defending? So let me go back to T-Brum here, because this is going to be a question for both of you, actually. So T-Brum, when you had Say coming in behind you, you were going down the after turn 4, the DRS zone. Say the previous lap had a chance to pass you, and you a tremendous line to keep him at bay. That was incredible. But then the next lap, you actually did just as good a job, I think. And Say actually had to let up, but you gave him room to the outside, and he ended up getting around. What was going on through your mind as you were defending there? Yeah, and you did a great job. I mean, I think both Bigga and I were on board with you, or at least watching you. And that was great defending. Now, Say, what was going through your mind as you were trying to get by T-Brum, knowing he had these ancient tires on there, and Jennett was slowly creeping up on you guys. He gained like a second and a half as you were trying to get by T-Brum, and you finally got it done. But take us through that. Yeah. Yeah, you were definitely running out of time because Jennett was coming up on you guys. Well, that was great stuff. I always have a great time watching you guys, and tonight was no different. So congratulations to you guys and everybody that made it tonight for racing. It was great stuff. I'll pass it over to Bigga, our Bigga. See you guys. And thank you, Bigga. How many? 20? Oh, 12. No. People are tuning in, whether they're racing to listen in or watching. Yeah, it's cool. All right. Until maybe Thursday night. See you, boys.